Hey everybody, and welcome back to another weekend roundup. Today we're going to take a look at all the mods released in the Giants Mod Hub for the week of July 15th through July 19th. Now, there were only 19 mods released or updated this week. Not a whole lot, no maps, and I think maybe only 12 or so of those 19 were actually newly released mods. So we're going to take a look at all of those here in the Mod Hub initially, and then talk a little bit more about them in detail in game. So here we have the Giants Mod Hub, and we had the Farmland Fix 15 released last week. I think we basically started this week with the update to the letterboxes. We also had an update to the Kloss Quadrant 5300 FC. Now, to be honest, I don't really even remember this mod being out, so it says it's updated, but I don't recall it being out. I mean, based on the ratings, it's probably been out for a while. I'm not recalling it. An update to the Fent Favorite 509 510 series. And then we come into our new tractors. We've got a new mod, the old Forage Wagons Tandem. This mod has a ton of features. It is pretty cool if you're looking for an older style forage wagon indeed. We have the Hardi interactive sprayers. This is kind of the companion mod to the Kuhn interactive sprayers we saw a week or so ago. We have the service pickup pack. This is another pickup truck that will allow you to do service and specifically refueling of your equipment. We've got a couple windrows this week. We've got this windrow here, which kind of scissors up from the sides. We had an update to the new Holland 40 pack. ITS Limpkin pack got an update, and we got newly released a cutter adapter pack. This is kind of interesting. Allows you to move around headers with either a telehandler or a wheel loader. We had the Fliegl Low Loader get released, as well as a Fliegl Flatbed Semitrailer. Placeable fruit trees got released by GTX this week. This is kind of a companion to the orchards that got released a few weeks ago. This is just individual trees. We got the Lizard 500 series animal trailer. Had an update to the Placeable gates pack, and we had an update to the prefab version of that Placeable update pack. And then we had the New Holland T6 two-wheel drive model get released, and then an interesting windrow, the WindrowKing, also got released this week. We go over here and take a look at our mods currently in testing, just to bring you guys up to speed as to where we are with mods in testing. We are up to 110 mods waiting to be tested. 7 workdays is the approximate waiting time from submission to testing. We've got a fair number of mods in here in testing, and I believe a large number of these may be 4D modding mods that are listed here in the PC category. Anything else of note? We've got a map here, Oberbach. And you can see here the WindrowKing got released, the Placeable metal gates got released, the New Holland T6 got released. All of those that were in testing got released here today. So this list is a little bit shorter than one would initially expect. So with that, let's go ahead and toggle back to the game, and let's get started with taking a little bit closer look at all of these mods. So first up, we have the New Holland T6 two-wheel drive model. We're going to find that under medium tractors, and this mod is available for all platforms and is by Dale's Farmer. So we've got the standard in-game T6 here, which is a four-wheel drive model, $102,000, 125 horsepower. See the base standard in-game version. We have choice of Trelleborg, Nokian tires, 125 up to 175 horsepower engine, and we can put a front loader on this particular model. Now let's go over here and compare it to the T6 two-wheel drive variant that is in a mod that came out this week. We have 125 horsepower, 22 mile per hour top speed, but a base price of just $72,000. $6,000. So we do get a bit of a savings in not having that front wheel drive option. Now we do have a standard configuration, 400 kilogram front weights, 600 kilogram front weights, 800 kilogram front weights, and then 1200 kilogram of front weights, and then back to standard. I think I'm going to go with 800 kilogram front weights for the one I'm going to get. Then we have a choice of Trelleborg tires in the standard configuration. We have two standard configurations. And you can see that basically it's changing the front tires from a ribbed tire to more of a road type tire, what I call kind of a road tire there. Then we go to wheel weights. Now something else to pay attention is look at the rear fenders here as we are toggling these wheel options. We're going to find that the fenders are going to change based on the wheel options that we pick going forward. We have wide tires, and now you can see the fenders have completely changed from what they were just a moment ago. We go back to wide tires with weights, and now we're back to the other fender set. Narrow tires, rear twin tires, rear twin wheels. Well, basically we have twin narrows at this point. And back to standard. Now let's go to the Nokian tires. We go to kind of a road front tire. Then of course the Nokian turf looking rear tire. Michelin standard. We have the ribbed front wheels. Standard fender. Wide tires. We still have the ribbed fronts, but then we have the different rear fender on here. Wide tires, second option, gives us that road type front tire. And back to standard. We have Midas standard, wheel weights, and back to standard. Let's go with just standard Trelleborg. We have a choice of no GPS or GPS. Gives us that module there on top. A warning triangle or none. Right now we have no warning triangle on the back. Or we can add one over here. And then we have an engine setup of 125 horsepower, 145 horsepower, 155 horsepower, 160, 165, 170, 180, and back to the 125. So we could get a T6.180, 180 horsepower in the tractor. And those are our configuration options. So interesting enough, we cannot get this with a front loader attachment, which quite frankly I think is a bit of an oversight or a little bit depressing. We could get the four-wheel drive variant with a front loader attacher, but we can't get the two-wheel drive version with a front loader tractor, because I think this would be a very interesting kind of a farmyard tractor. So as configured, 180 horsepower with the warning triangle, the GPS, etc. We are up to $106,000 to purchase, $5,406 to lease, $1,060 per day, and $2,226 per operating hour. Let's go ahead and take a little closer look at this thing. Do you think it's rather interesting that the fenders change based on the wheel selection? You have a illuminated dash. It's hard to see the dash lights there light up, but the lights above the dash are definitely lighting up. And then there's some lights on a control joystick here on the right that are indeed lighting up, as do the buttons here on the right. Take a look at the controls. We do have mouse controls, so let's go ahead and see what they do. The left and right mouse button, if we hold it and go forward and back on the mouse, we open and close the rear window. And left and right will open and close the driver door on that. See if we have any other animations here in cab. We have a foot throttle and what looks like the brake pedals are animated there. That appears to be it, other than the animated gauges and the display lighting up. Let's take a look at our lights. Our first stage lights, second stage lights, kind of an LED looking light, and our third stage lights for four-way flashers, front and rear. We do have our beacons. Also, the working brake lights and running lights on the rear. Now, something I do want to check is I want to see if we have a working front trailer hitch. Let's go to Tools. Let's pick a front trailer with a pin hitch and then a front trailer with a ball hitch. Just see how these connect, or if they don't connect at all. So that hitch is not functional for the ball. You have a working trailer hitch though, or a pin style trailer. That's good to see. And something else I want to check is I want to see if this is truly a two-wheel drive tractor or a four-wheel drive tractor just in a two-wheel drive outfit. It does appear indeed that this is a two-wheel drive tractor. Example, let's take the in-game T5, sorry. Well, yeah, let's take the in-game T5. Let's do the same test, and we should see the front wheels rotating. We also can't get that tractor with a front 3-point or a PTO. See, both wheels are obviously spinning, front and rear. When we get into this one, just the rear wheels are turning. So this is indeed a two-wheel drive tractor. So that again is the New Holland T6 T two-wheel drive TWD, and it is by Dale's Farmer, and it is once again available for all platforms. And next up, we're going to take a look at the Service Pickup Pack. This is by Realistic Farmers. Now, don't be confused by Realistic Farmers versus Realismus Modding. They are two different groups. Of course, Realismus Modding is the Seasons group, whereas Realistic Farmers is definitely a different group. Well, this pack is available for all platforms, and we're going to find the first part of this pack here under Tools and Miscellaneous. It is a PVC fuel tank. No configuration options on this. $3,500. Stores 1,100 liters of fuel. And then the second option is going to be under Vehicles and then Cars, and that is the Pickup 2014 RF version. This is $45,000. We have a choice of design color for the rims and main color for the truck itself. Right there. We also have a pair of work lights on the rear roll cage. We have a fire extinguisher in the bed of the truck and a beacon. Go ahead and get that. And while we're at it, we're going to need to get a telehandler and a pair of pallet forks so that we can put the fuel tank into the pickup. What we'll do is let's go ahead and start the truck and unfold it. So we'll open the rear tailgate. Let's go ahead and get our telehandler here. basically what we have is we have a trigger in the bed of the truck that will receive this fuel tank. Go ahead and pick that up. Now, when I was testing this, I tried to use the forklift, but I ran into some interesting issues with that. So let's drop that off there. And when we get in here, then we'll have a queue to connect fuel tank. There it is, drops in place. See, it kind of warps through the wheel well a little bit there on the rear. Now that we've done that, we can come over here to our fuel station and, of course, put some fuel in the fuel tank. See, we're adding fuel to the fuel tank there. We'll only put a little bit in, 199 liters. And if we look at the trigger markers for the truck, you'll see that we can pull up alongside either the left or the right to refuel this particular tractor. Sit right there. Come over here. Hit refuel. Really no need to refuel this tractor because we just started it. Probably hasn't gone through with any fuel. Now this says service pickup pack, but I do not believe that the pickup has any actual service functions other than refueling after you add that trailer, that tank. We can take a look at our first stage lights. Second stage lights are the rear work lights. And of course, the third stage are the high beams. You have our beacon, four-way flashers. Guys, that is the service pickup pack, again by Realistic Farmers, and is available for all platforms. Next up, we're going to take a look at the cutter adapter pack. It's kind of convenient that we happen to have a telehandler here, because this adapter pack does work with telehandlers. Shut that off. This mod is available for all platforms and is by Jason, aka J-Rock. We can find this in telehandler and wheel loader section. We have the telehandler to cutter adapter, $1,200, $61 to lease, $12 per day, and $25 per operating hour. Have another one in the wheel loader area, $1,900, $96 to lease, $19 per day, and $39 per operating hour. And the way this works is we can basically get, let's go ahead and get some, we can get a corn header, whatever size we want. We can get a regular harvester header, again, whatever size we should so want. Get a big one, we can get a little one. Doesn't really matter. Okay. Let's come over here and get our telehandler. What this allows us to do is to connect our header to our adapter. This one doesn't seem to make very tight connections. We do have, for some interesting ability, the actual capability of unfolding this. Thank goodness we don't have the capability of turning it on. But we can unfold it. Let's fold it back. So what this is good for is basically moving headers around in your farmyard. If for some reason you lose your header off your header trailer, it could be a lot easier to put it on the header trailer with a telehandler like this or a wheel loader than using a big harvester and trying to maneuver it around. You wouldn't necessarily use this to transport the header to the field, but it could definitely be useful with respect to moving the headers around in the farmyard. That's interesting. I don't think I've ever seen something. I'm overweight, I guess. I can't pick that up. It won't let me actually raise it up off the any higher. I can tilt it, but I can't raise it. First I've ever seen that happen. If maybe you're playing on a map that actually has header racks where you could store your headers vertically, then you could use this to put your headers on those racks, or you could use it to take it off the trailer onto the rack, off the rack, and back onto the trailer. Oh, I couldn't pick it up maybe because I was toggled on the wrong thing. That's what it was, because if I'm on the wrong thing, I'm moving the header reel as opposed to the telehandler. There you go. See, you could imagine being able to put this on something fairly high for storage. Then, of course, when you need it, being able to take it off, bring it down, and then set it on the header trailer. So guys, that is the Cutter Adapter Pack, again by Jason, aka J-Rock, and is available for all platforms. Up next, we have the Pöttinger Top 256 Windrower by Agritechnic Nordfile. Go to Tools and then Windrowers. You're going to see the Pöttinger Top 256, $24,000, 6-meter working width. Let's compare that to some of these other in-game windrowers. We have the Top 462 for 4.6 meters. We have the Kuhn at 8.5 meters and another Kuhn at 9.3. So this one is kind of right there in the middle of those at a 6-meter working width. $24,000 is just a shade more expensive, though, than the Kuhn rake mower there, the wheel rake. There are no configuration options on this. $1,224 to lease, $240 per day, and $504 per operating hour. So let's actually get the 2-wheel drive New Holland and use that for our windrower test. We do have hose hookups for both the tractor and the windrower here. A fairly long windrower, but is narrow in its folded configuration. Let's fold this up, or I should say unfold it. PTO there. Let's lower it down. Turn it on. See that both sides rake to the left. We're basically windrowing to the left here. We're not basically bringing it down the middle. We're just offsetting it to the left. Like so. So you can go down the field one direction, turn it around, and basically then pick it up from the other direction. To basically windrow up to 12 meters, 12-meter width into a single windrow. Just like that. Go ahead and fold it on up there. If I haven't mentioned it already, this mod is also available for all platforms. Once again, this is the Pöttinger Top 256 by Agritechnic Morphile. Nice plate on the rear, Pöttinger branding, logos, all of that look really, really nice here on this windrower. All right, next up we're going to take a look at another windrower, the WindrowKing by Circo Modding. It is also available for all platforms. Once again, we're under windrowers, and we have the Agromatics WindrowKing. Just $3,000 for this 3-meter windrower. 60 horsepower requirement, 8 mile/hour working speed, $153 to lease, 30 per day, and just 63 per operating hour. Let's go ahead and take a look at this thing. The way this works is we need a front 3-point and PTO to operate this one. Let's go over here and get our T5. It'll have the gumption to basically pull this. You connect to the front. Do not have any hose connections on this. You just lower it, turn it on. Take a look at the menu here. We have no other options. It does say selected workload left. There doesn't appear to be any way of changing that direction. And we also have kind of a sideboard there on the right anyway. So let's head down here where we have our grass at, and we'll see what this thing looks like running. Down here we actually have a little bit of a windrow. Let's lower it down. Let's turn it on. Let's see what this thing looks like. You basically pick up with the reel in the front, and then it hits the belt, and it shoots out the side, just like so. After it runs out of material, it just kind of ends. Let's go try to use this in first person, just to see what maybe the experience looks like. So pretty much anything that is in front of it, it's going to pick up and shoot out to the left. Like so. And then let's just see if we line up the left side of the WindrowKing to the windrow that we just made. We should be able to basically take a 6-meter path and windrow it down to a single windrow. Rather interesting mod indeed. There you go, guys. You can see the windrow we just made with our WindrowKing. Very cheap for the starting farmer who's looking to need a windrow, and he's not overly concerned about working width. He's more concerned about working cost. The WindrowKing might be a winner. So next up, we're going to take a look at the Hardi interactive sprayers from Holger Sengstock. This mod is available for all platforms, just like the Kuhn interactive sprayer pack from a couple weeks ago. This one has a little interesting features to it above and beyond the normal everyday Hardi sprayers. Of course, we have the normal Hardi Mega 2200 and the Hardi Navigator 6000, and then we have the modded version of the Mega 2200 and Navigator 6000 here from the pack. It basically allows the ability for this to be loaded and unloaded by a service trailer, as opposed to simply loading it from pallets or a fill trigger and then unloading it into pallets when we're done. With this, we can unload it back into a trailer. So we do have color choices on this. We can change this to Kuhn Red, should we so wish. Did I pick Kuhn Red? No. Do we have Kuhn Red? We have Hardi Red. So we could make a Hardi Red and garlic sprayer if we wanted. And we can have capacity standard or unload on pallets. So if we pick standard on this mod, basically we will unload either to a trailer, or that is pretty much it, into some sort of storage trigger. If we pick unload on pallets, then we'll be able to unload this just like a normal sprayer onto sprayer pallets. So we're going to pick standard here. Then we're going to get the Hardi Navigator 6000. We have the choice of rim color, choice of design color, and the choice of main color. See, quite the interesting choices I have picked there. Go back to normal. And then once again, we have standard or unload to pallets. And then this mod has two prerequisites or required mods. We have the Lizard HS8 liquid fertilize storage and transport tank. We can get that in HS8 or HSP, HSD model. So the HS8 is for liquid fertilizer, the HSP is for pesticide, and the HS8D is for diesel. We're going to get the HS8. We do have the choice of rim color and main color, like so. And then the other mod that is required or highly suggested is the Vertex Design fertilizer tanks. We're going to get the liquid fertilizer version. Let's put that right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to basically fill the sprayer from here, okay, into our sprayer. And then we're going to transfer that over to our tanker here. There we have our Mega 2200. See, we are putting liquid fertilizer now in our sprayer. Fill gauge going up there. 2,200 liters. If you do not have an option to unload this at the moment, what we'll need to do is get our other tractor. We'll get the HS8 sprayer support tank. Pull up alongside. And you see we have refill HS8. If we hit R, see we are now unloading. If you look at the fill gauge on the sprayer, it's now down to 0. We have 2,200 liters of liquid fertilizer. Now we can hit L to overload back into our spray tank. And we are emptying our support tank. Just like so. So if you're on a map that has liquid fertilizer storage, you can obviously use this liquid fertilizer tank to transport liquid fertilizer from maybe the store to the storage tank. You can use the sprayer to unload or to fill from that storage tank, or the fill trigger. The Vertex Designs fertilizer tanks fill trigger. And then when you're done, you can basically unload the contents of the sprayer back into that storage. There you go, guys. That is the Hardi interactive sprayers. You really don't need to use the sprayers on the field. That functionality has not changed. Next up, we have the old Forage Wagons Tandem mod. This mod is by Fabian, Gogo Bear, and Fornudo. This mod is available for PC only. Get that out of the way. And we're going to find the Forage Wagons, obviously under loading wagons. Now let's just take a look here at the lowest in-game. We have the Xelon CFS 2500 1DO, $46,000. Holds 23,000 liters of product. Then we have the Krone Turbo 3500. Holds 24,500 liters of product. Is $25,000 compared to 46. And you can get it in lots of cool options. So here is the default configuration. Really nice, interesting looking model here. We have the ability to change the main color to Krone Red 1, Arc Red 2, Krone Green, Kloss Green, Dutz Black, Mingle Blue, Pöttinger Red, Landsberg Black, Agar Green, Steyr Green, Gruber Red, or True Mag Blue. Rim color, we have the choice of gray, Krone Yellow, Krone White, Kloss Red red 1, white, white, and brown. And then we have the choice of design color. We have chrome yellow, white, chrome white, Pöttinger white, gray or chrome gray, Dutes, chrome yellow, Dutes green, chrome green, Landsberg, Dutes red, Dutes green. Then we have the choice. Manufacturer, chrome old red, chrome new red, chrome green old, chrome green new, gloss black, gloss red, Dutes Far 1, Dutes Far 2. Stickers on this are changing slightly. Mingle, Pöttinger, Landsberg, Hagar, Steyr, Gruber, True Mag, back to chrome red old. As far as front plate and pickup plate, we have design 1, design 2, design 3, design 4, design 5, design 6. Equipment, we have design 1, design 2. We kind of have a rack, metal rack, and then wood on the back. Kind of an interesting setup. Design 3, design 4, design 5, and design 6. Take a look at those once again. 7. So we have design 1, design 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, back to 1. Then we have those dousing rollers and pickup roller. Okay. Design 1, design 2. Wait, oops, wrong one. Design 1, design 2, design 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, design 1. Oh my gosh. It's design 1, 2, 3, and 4. What am I thinking? 1. Design 1, design 2, adds rollers in the back. Design 3 changes the front, and design 4 adds rollers in the back. Then we have wheel setup. AW305 480 R17s. We have R16s, R17.5s, 17s. The variant of R17s. Here we have an R18, 16, several different iterations of tires here. Then we have grids, design 1, design 2, design 3, design 4, design 1 back. So you can see we have all kinds of various configuration options on this to make it work. To be a very specific brand coloring and everything. Very, very nice looking pack. Like how we have all of those options. You have a favorite brand that you could probably come up with a Forage wagon that has the right look for you. We're going to take this down here, down the hill, and basically just have it pick up some grass, see what it looks like picking up, maybe do a force unload, see what it looks like unloading. Load it down. What the pickup looks like. Filling the trailer here. Alright, now let's go over here and just do a force unload. See what it looks like. There you go, guys. That is the old Forage Wagons Tandem. So the next mod we're going to take a look at is the Lizard 500 series. This is an animal transport trailer. So if we go to Tools and then Animal Transport, we have the Lizard 500 series, $5,500 to buy. Basically looks like an old horse trailer. Get main color choice, whatever we want. We go with design color. That is changing our wheel rims. So, $5,600 as configured. $285, sorry. $56 per day and $117 per operating hour. Let's get our pickup. This mod is available for all platforms and is by a mod author, Way Too Drunk to Walk. Interesting. This particular trailer will hold 2 horses, or 2 cows, or 4 sheep, or 4 pigs. We do have a power hookup on the trailer, which is good to see. We have lights, we have running lights, we have brake lights, left and right, 4-way flashers. Take a look, we can hit open gate with X. Gate. Looks like we could truck. Well, let's go up to the let's go to the animal dealer and see what these look like in the trailer. See what the static animals look like in the trailer. Somebody parked their train in the wrong spot here. Right, it's pretty darn good. If you're looking for a trailer that is cheaper than the small horse trailer and will also allow you to transport other animals, then I think this mod just might be for you. So let's get a pair of pigs. See if we can get 4 pigs, right? There they are. Lined up, tail to snout. Get 4 sheep. Also nicely lined up there. Get a pair of cows. And then a pair of horses. There you go, guys. We have the Lizard 500 series trailer. Way Too Drunk to Walk. Next up, we have the Fliegl Flatbed Semi-Trailer by Top Ace 888. This mod is available for all platforms, and this is a semi-mod, so we're going to go ahead and get a truck. Go to Tools, and then Baling Technology, I bet. We have the Fliegl Semi-Trailer round bales or square bales. That is correct. This is an auto-load trailer. This trailer has a capacity of 30 bales in square and 34 bales in round bale format. You have a choice of main color, which changes the main trailer frame. You have a choice of rim color, obviously changes the rims, and the choice of design color is going to change the color of the bed itself. You have choice of decal white or black, attachers standard or trailer hitch, and then we have a choice of lizard tires to Trelleborg tires, Michelin tires, and back to lizard tires. So the Michelin tires would be pretty cool for like a trailer when you're emulating those single really wide truck tires. Here we have our trailer. We have strap options here. We could put these bales on manually, or we could put pallets on here. Let's go ahead and buy a few bales. Eight, 16, 4, 30. There we go. 30 bales. Let's take a look. So we need to have left. Okay. First thing we need to do is put the trailer in working position or operating position B. There we go. And then basically we want to put it in transport position. And we hit Y twice to unload bales here. We can strap them down, and now we are basically pulling our trailer loaded with bales. We actually have the weight on the trailer now. If we're not careful, we're going to obviously tip our trailer. Want to be careful there. Then when we get to our destination, basically unstrap the bales. Whoa. Put them in working position again. Operating position is B. There we go. Unload bales Y. And now we can use our left mouse button to move the bales wherever we want. Up and down. Then when we got them where we want them, we can hit Y again to unload bales here. And there they go. Guys, that is the Fliegl Flatbed Semi-Trailer by Top Ace 888. Next up, we're going to take a look at the Fliegl Low Loader. It is also a semi-trailer by Top Ace 888. We're going to find that under Tools, and then Low Loaders. For the Fliegl Low Loader, $17,000. Choice of rim color. which changes the inside of the rim. Change it back. Choice of the main color. Changes the deck of the trailer, and then the design color. Changes that to white. Let's go and change it to something else. Get kind of the wire mesh and some of the sides there in white, or whatever color we would pick. We have the decal in white, red. Here's the decal, red, white. Decal also right there in white, red, or black. Extension, yes or no. Those walls on the top. $18,700 as configured. $953 per day to lease. Or sorry, not per day, but $953 to lease total. $183 per day and $392 per operating hour. Go ahead and attach to this trailer. Hit X to unfold. Yeah, straps on. Straps won't hold the vehicles or implements down, but they could be used to hold down, let's say, pallets or bales if the bales were attached to this. That on there. Now the mod description on the website says that this trailer also supports connection hoses, but I don't think the truck necessarily supports connecting hoses. So if your semi supports trailer hoses, then this trailer will also support that. Here we go. We got our telehandler, our T6. Hold that up. And off we go. Bringing 2 new pieces of machinery back to the farm. Alright, next up is the last mod of the day. We have Placeable Fruit Trees by GTX. We're going to go ahead and come up here to our placeable area before we put them down. Allow us to kind of get a sense for how well vehicles travel on this trailer. We will have to do a little rough off-roading. Good look. You have our beacon. We have 4 ways and directional blinkers on the back of the trailer. Things ride on here pretty well. For a low loader, though, it does have, of course, it will have a low clearance. I think that went fairly well. Alright, so let's take a look at the placeable fruit trees. Under placeables, miscellaneous, no doubt, we have the $10,000 orange tree and the $10,000 apple tree. Just like the version of placeable fruit trees from Farm Sim 17. These trees take water and liquid fertilizer. Not liquid fertilizer, but solid fertilizer. And no, oh my gosh. These trees take water and manure. Okay? Let's go and get a little trailer of water. And let's get a little trailer for manure. What these trees do is they pay out a certain amount of money per hour based on, one, your player, your economic difficulty level, and two, based on if you have water and manure, or just water or manure on the trees. More than enough there. I think our water tank is... Maybe I've gotten rid of it. We'll just get another one. Won't worry about that. So the way this works is under new farmer mode, each tree will pay out $45 per fill type if you have water and manure added. If you have one or the other, you'll only get $45 out of each tree on the easy difficulty level, I should say. On Farm Manager, well, on normal economic difficulty, these will pay out $30 per fill type, and on hard economic difficulty, they will pay out $20 per fill type. Per tree. Okay, I'll put that in there also. Fill this with water. That's good. Come up to our tree. We take 1,000 liters of manure. This tree took another 1,000 liters of manure. Tree took, I think, about 500 liters of water. See, we now have oranges on this particular tree. So this tree now has apples. We walk up to the tree with our F1 menu up. You'll see we have 500 liters of water, 1,000 liters of manure. Now let's go ahead and speed up time to 5 o'clock. See, we consumed 3% of that. Let's go ahead and go one more hour and see if we're basically consuming 3% per hour or if we're consuming some other amount. Of course, now that we have both fill types and both trees on easy economic difficulty, we should be getting $180 per hour out of just these two trees. Okay, we went ahead and went another hour. We're down to 95%. So it used a little less than 3% there. We basically used 5% over the period of an hour in 15 minutes, or probably more correctly, 2 hours. Take a look at our prices screen. Our finances screen. Property income, $360. Let's go ahead and fast forward one more hour. See, property income is now $540. So there you go. That's where it's going to show up in your finances screen under property income. So guys, that is it for the week. That is all the mods newly released in the Giants Mod Hub for the week of July 15th through July 19th. Hope you guys liked the video. If you did, please go ahead and leave me a like button. Let me know in the comments, what do you think of these mods? Which one of these mods is your favorite? And tune in next weekend for another episode of the Weekend Roundup. And until next time, happy farming.